Hey guys, what is going on? This is Panzer Dragon, and today we're going to be talking about the Season 7 changes for Ranked. As Riot announced 2 days ago that, solo queue is coming back. And not just on my back, but for everyone's back. As you can see here, they said a little over a month ago, they made improvements that players didn't give a shit about, and are now bringing solo queue and duo queue back for all players. And I kind of saw this coming because, well, everyone's complaining about dynamic queue, and everyone's like, this is shit, I want solo queue back, I'm quitting for Overwatch, etc. And Riot's like, come on, come stay with us for a month or so, come on, we'll try and improve your experience. And then people were still happy. Well, some people were still kind of happy, but I think at that point they were kind of like, we fucked up, we're 2 months in this, dynamic queue is gonna stay. And then at the beginning of the season it was just a big shit fest. They were like LCS teams queuing up together to get like a super high rank in the ladder, and you saw 5-man pre-mades all the time. It was just not a fun time. But I think halfway during the season they're like, alright, we fucked up, we're probably gonna revert it back to solo queue and duo queue, but we're so far in this that can we actually just do that? I mean, all of a sudden you announce all these big changes and then one day you're just like, nope, fuck you. It's just kind of weird, I think, especially halfway during the season. So they waited until the end of the season to do this and bring it back in Season 7, which is all part of their master plan to get people playing this game again. Although if they really wanted to, I'm pretty sure they could have just brought it back in like one day and said, here's solo queue and duo queue back, have fun. But again, that'd be kind of weird, with all that big hype around the changes at the beginning of the season. So yeah, I mean, they announced it 4 months before Season 7 starts so people can prepare themselves, and yeah, it's coming back. Although Master and Challenger players kind of already had solo queue, so to be honest, nothing really changed for me, only other players. But they also say in this article that it's not totally 2015, they're keeping the role selection system so you can still queue for certain roles, which I'm against it, but I'm very biased because I like the fill, and I think it'll also make queue times longer and make the challenger players match with diamond 1s. And you guys probably don't know this, but it was very, very rare to get paired up with diamonds in the previous seasons, but I think with this system, because people are queuing for, certain roles instead of all roles, that's why the system matches us with diamond players, but that's not the real reason why I dislike this system staying. The big reason is because I actually like the fill for other roles. It's pretty fun, especially if you're against someone who doesn't know how to play that auto-filled role and you have a fun time in another lane. I don't know, I just like playing other roles, to be honest, and with this Season 6 system, I feel like I've been playing a lot more support due to no one ever wanting to play it, and throughout the season I became sort of a support main, just because no one wanted to play it. But I will say this is a really selfish reason. I am definitely a minority. A majority of players would rather play their preferred roles. So it is good that they're keeping this for, the majority of the community. For me, I kind of dislike it, but I can get used to it easily. I mean, I already am. But the old way where they had no preferred roles is so primitive, where people have to call their roles in the champion select, but now you don't have to say a word in champion select to play what you want to play. So it is good that they're keeping this if you're looking at a bigger perspective. But oh shit, what's this? They're keeping dynamic queue. They're actually replacing rank 5's queue with this. And this queue allows you to queue up with 5 players, and those who climb here will earn unique rewards and additional flair on their border. Oh wait, didn't they kind of say they were going to do this at the beginning of 2016? Remember when they said they were going to keep solo queue and have dynamic queue at the same time? Yeah, well, it looks like that's kind of happening. Although I can't remember if ranked 5s was still going to be there when those two were going to be up, but essentially we're having what they said at the beginning of 2016. So it's kind of weird, but whatever. And they also say this will be a 24/7 queue, unlike rank 5s, which only lasts for certain times of the day. And when this dynamic queue actually comes out, it's probably going to be that queue you kind of take seriously but fuck around in. I mean, I'm definitely going to care more about my solo queue duo queue rank than this. Like, to me, this new queue seems like a queue you can take seriously, but not really. Like, whenever you see someone with a ranked 5's challenger border, you're just like, oh, good for you. Kind of. You're not actually a true challenger. Same goes with 3v3, but yeah, that's how seriously this queue will be taken as. So it's just like, you want to play with some friends and have semi-serious games? Go for it. I'm pretty sure you can also queue as one person. And also I'm going to be comparing this queue with Nermals, but Nermals I can't take seriously. I just screw around so much. But this queue, I can play with players around my skill level and maybe like try out a champion and see if I'm good with them against these kind of players. But that's also what I use my Smurf for, which is kind of rare. And they do have some fundamentals for both of the queues. For instance, solo queue, they want to reward, solo carries in the game, how well you can lead your dumb teammates to victory, and just how well are you at carrying. But for flex queue, you gotta focus more on cohesive team comps, make that protect the Kog'Maw composition, do all this competitive stuff, etc. Which we kind of already do, we have decent team comps for solo queue already, none of that full AD stuff, but I kind of get what they're trying to say. They also say that they want to develop some kind of new meta in this queue and have some interesting strategies. I don't think that'll happen, but there is a possibility, especially at like the challenger tier level of this queue. I think there is one for this queue, and it's going to be very interesting to see if this queue bees the new ranked ladder that everyone climbs. But of course, it just might be what I said earlier and just a playground for people who want to kind of fuck around, but also take somewhat seriously. Although it might be the queue that everyone takes seriously because the competition might be really good, then you might see all the stuff you see happen in LCS in this queue. You'll see those interesting strategies, and I mean, if they do create an in-game voice chat, I can definitely see this queue taking off and being the new queue that everyone takes seriously. And the game as you know it will be played differently, like way differently. When pros say competitive is different from solo queue, well, that's what this queue will be like, especially if it's a queue that everyone takes seriously. But I think solo queue will be the main queue unless they promote, this rank flex queue by adding cool rewards or like in-game voice chat, which will make everyone remove of course. But if they do want to do that, they gotta do it kind of smart and not in a way to piss people off like they did in this season. But yeah, we will just have to see. Now they say later that if flex queue is kind of disrupting the population of solo queue or something like that, and queue times suffer as a result, they will just go back to their old ways and just make a 5-man rank queue. And you can see right here, they actually really want their dream of a competitive dynamic queue, but they will give up if the players don't want it. So it's pretty interesting that they're still trying to do it, but I don't think it's going to happen unless the pros start playing in dynamic queue. Then that is where everyone's going to play. Now there is a Q&A section that some people might have skipped, but I was like, ooh, what's this? And I opened it up and it had an interesting topic. Basically, the question was concerned about players who want to play with players with other ratings. Like if you're bronze, you couldn't play with gold, and if you're silver, you can't play with diamond, and that's what ranked teams allowed them to do. But with this flex queue, you can't do that anymore. And they said blah blah blah, it's actually a really small population for ranked 5s, so they did not give a shit before, but now they think there's going to be more of a population, so they're scared there might be some unfair games, and just want to eliminate that possibility. So they're like, fuck that shit, you can only play with your bronze friends in normal games, and not in a competitive environment. I'm quite sad about this, to be honest, because if I want to, screw around with my friends, then I actually don't think I can play with them. I don't think I'll be challenger or master or even diamond in this queue. Okay, I'll probably be diamond, but like, say if I was master, I could definitely not play with them at all, so that really sucks. And I can only queue it with diamond players. If I'm challenger, I can only queue it with the challenger and master players. I don't know if they'll actually fix that, but it kind of sucks, I think. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As much as I want to make this a 10-minute video, it's just not enough content to cover, so you guys are lucky this time. But maybe next time I'll get the 10 minutes and get some of that juicy ad revenue. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, I am Panzer Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.